In the figure, point is any point on side QR of triangle PQR. We have to prove that PQ plus QR plus RP is greater than 2PS. In triangle PQS, the sum of any two sides is greater than the third side. The sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. So in triangle PQS, PQ plus QS will be greater than PS. Take it to be the first equation. Take PQ plus QS is greater than PS to be the first equation. Similarly, actually this is the first inequality because we have the greater than sign. Take it to be the first inequality. Similarly, in triangle PSR, the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. So, SR plus PR will be greater than PS. Take it to be the second inequality. Now we are going to add these two inequalities. So add the left hand side separately and the right hand side separately. On the left hand side we have PQ plus QS plus SR plus PR. And on the right hand side of the inequality we have PS plus PS, which is 2PS. Now combine QS plus SR together and we can use the betweenness property. S lies between Q and R. So QS plus SR will be equal to QR. So PQ plus QR plus PR will be greater than 2PS. I have written QS plus SR as QR because of the betweenness property. Hence we prove that PQ plus QR plus RP is greater than 2PS. Now coming to the next problem, question number 6. In the figure, bisector of angle BAC intersects side BC at point D. We have to prove that AB is greater than BD. Look at the figure. Angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD because ray AD is the bisector of angle BAC. Therefore, when the angles are congruent, their measures are equal. So measure of angle BAD is equal to measure of angle CAD. Take it to be the first equation. Angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. So measure of angle BAD is equal to measure of angle CAD. This is the first equation. Now look at triangle ADC in the figure. Look at triangle ADC. Side DC is extended backwards to B. So we get angle ADB to be the exterior angle of angle ADC. You know that according to exterior angle theorem, an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than its remote interior angle. That means one of its remote interior angles. So now we have angle ADB, which is the exterior angle, to be greater than angle CAD. This is one of the remote interior angles. Take this to be equation number 2. Equation number 2 is not marked there. So you can mark it as equation number 2. So mark this inequality as inequality number 2. That is equation number 2 here. Now coming to triangle ABD. have got two equations. That is one equation and another one is inequality. We have marked the first one as 1 and the second one should be marked as 2. Now from 1 and 2 we get, in triangle ABD, measure of angle ADB is greater than measure of angle BAD, because from the first equation we get angle CAD to be equal to angle BAD. So now in the second inequality you can replace angle CAD by angle BAD because their measures are equal. So this inequality becomes measure of angle ADB is greater than measure of angle BAD. Now you all know that the side opposite to greater angle is greater. When a triangle is having two unequal sides, we have the side opposite to the greater angle is greater. Side opposite to greater angle is greater, so the triangle will be having two unequal angles. So side opposite to greater angle is greater. So AB is the side opposite to the greater angle ADB. So AB will be greater than BD. BD is the side opposite to the other angle BAD. So AB is greater than BD. So we have proved that AB is greater than BD. Now coming to the next question. Question number 7. In the figure, segment PT is the bisector of angle QPR. A line through R intersects ray QP at point S. In the question there is one mistake, please correct it. Something is missed out. Please enter it. If it is entered in your new book, no problem. Those are having the old version, it is not there. So please write RS is parallel to TP. RS parallel to TP. Prove that PS is equal to PR. So what is given? Segment PT is the bisector of angle QPR. Ray PT is the bisector of angle QPR. So ray PT is the bisector of angle QPR is given. Therefore, angle QPT is congruent to angle TPR. Look at the figure. Take it to be the first equation. Now, RS is parallel to TP is given, and let us take, for the first time, let us take line PR to be the transversal. For the next time, we will be taking line PS to be the transversal. When you take line PR to be the transversal, then the alternate angles will be angle TPR and angle PRS. And they will become congruent because of the alternate angles theorem. The alternate angles found by a transversal of two parallel lines or of equal measures is the alternate angles theorem. So now take this to be the second equation. Now RS is parallel to TP is given and line PS is the transversal. Now use the corresponding angles theorem. The corresponding angles found by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. Therefore, angle QPT is congruent to angle PSR because of the corresponding angles theorem. Angle QPT and angle PSR are corresponding angles. They become congruent. The corresponding angles found by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. Now, in triangle PRS, angle PRS is congruent to angle PSR from equations 1, 2 and 3. See, equation 1 is the first one. Angle QPT is congruent to angle TPR. Equation 2 is the second one, that is angle TPR is congruent to angle PRS. And take this one as the third equation. Angle QPT is congruent to angle PR. Now we have to combine all these three equations. How to combine? See the left hand sides of the second equation and the third equation. Angle TPR and angle QPT. Now look at the first equation. They are congruent. So the right hand sides of second and third equations are also congruent. Therefore, we get angle PRS is congruent to angle PSR. Now apply the converse of isosceles triangle theorem. You will get PS is equal to PR. If two angles of a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite to them are congruent. Hence, we prove that PS is equal to PR. Now coming to the 8th question. In figure 3.63, segment AD is perpendicular to segment BC. Segment AE is the bisector of angle CAB. And C-E-D, that means E lies between C and D. We have to prove angle DAE is equal to half of angle B minus angle C. Do the correction in the textbook. Those who are having the old version, you may be having some difficulty in this question, and those who are having new version, if you are having the wrong question also, you have to correct it. Angle DAE is equal to half of angle B minus angle C is the right thing what we have to prove. Now look at the proof. Ray AE is bisector of angle CAB. So look at the figure. Look at ray AE. We get angle BAE is equal to angle EAC. Now apply angle addition property. Angle BAE can be split up as angle BAD plus angle DAE. Look at the figure. Angle BAE can be split up as angle BAD plus angle DAE. Now keep angle DAE to the left hand side. Take other things to the right hand side. So we get measure of angle DAE is equal to measure of angle EAC minus measure of angle BAD. BAD when it comes to the other side, it will become as minus measure of angle BAD. Now, ray AE is the bisector of angle CAB. So, angle EAC can be written as half of measure of angle BAC. Angle EAC can be written as half of measure of angle BAC. You can look at angle EAC in the figure. It can be written as half of angle BAC because ray AE is the bisector of angle CAB. Ray AE divides that angle CAB into two equal parts. So we can write angle EAC is equal to half of angle BAC. Now BAC can be split up by angle addition property. Now how to split up angle BAC? Look at the figure. Because D lies between B and C, angle BAC can be written as angle BAD plus angle DAC. So half will be outside the bracket. Inside the bracket you will be having angle BAD plus angle DAC. Minus you also have angle BAD, so bring that also. So we are having half of BAD plus DAC minus angle BAD. Within brackets you write angle addition property. So now we have split up angle BAC as angle BAD plus angle DAC. We have to split up angle BAC as angle BAD plus angle DAC. So half is written outside the bracket. Inside the bracket only you have to write angle BAD plus angle DAC because we are splitting angle BAC as angle BAD plus angle DAC. So put that within brackets. Then what is remaining? Measure of angle BAD is remaining. Bring that also down and write here minus measure of angle BAD. Within brackets you have to write angle addition property. Bring that half inside the bracket. Half is common to both the terms. So half of measure of BAD plus half of measure of DAC minus measure of BAD. Bring that half inside the bracket. It is common for the first term and the second term inside the bracket. So half multiplied by angle BAD plus half multiplied by angle DAC you have to write. Then minus BAD is there, bring that down. Now half into measure of angle BAD minus BAD, combine both. Half minus 1, half is smaller than 1 and half minus 1 will be, we have to put the greater sign. So it will become half minus 1 will become minus half. Find out the difference between 1 and half and put the greater sign. So greater sign is minus. Minus sign, subtraction is the operation. So minus half BAD. So half into measure of angle BAD minus 1 into measure of angle BAD will become minus half into measure of angle BAD. Then what is remaining here? Half into measure of angle DAC is remaining. So you will get half into measure of DAC minus half into measure of BAD. Have you understood how you are getting minus half into measure of angle BAD? You are combining the first term and the third term. Half into measure of angle BAD minus 1 into measure of angle BAD will be minus half into measure of angle BAD. Now what is there on the left hand side? Measure of angle DAE. So we can write measure of angle DAE is equal to half of, you can take half outside the brackets and inside the bracket you will get measure of angle DAC minus measure of angle BAD. Half will come outside the bracket. Open the bracket. Half is common for both the terms inside the bracket. Measure of angle DAC minus measure of angle BAD will be inside the bracket. Now take this to be the first equation. Now look at triangle ABD. In triangle ABD we have angle ADC to be the exterior angle. In triangle ABD we have angle ADC to be the exterior angle, because when you are extending the side BD of triangle ABD, you get the side BC. So angle ADC is the exterior angle of triangle ABD. You know, by remote interior angles theorem, the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. Listen carefully. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. So here the exterior angle is angle ADC. So measure of angle ADC will be equal to measure of angle ABD plus measure of angle BAD, because ABD and BAD are the angles which are the remote interior angles. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. So you have to write measure of angle ADC is equal to measure of angle ABD plus measure of angle BAD. Now Now put the value of measure of angle ADC. Now look at the figure. You can see a right angle there. So measure of angle ADC is 90 degrees. And measure of angle ABD in short can be written as angle B. Measure of angle B. So that will be the second equation. 90 degrees is equal to measure of angle B plus measure of angle BAD. That will be the second equation. Now, similarly, in triangle ADC, now we have a triangle ADC and angle ADB is the exterior angle of this triangle. So, angle ADB is an exterior angle of triangle ADC. So, we can again apply the same remote interior angles theorem and write measure of angle ADB is equal to measure of angle DAC plus measure of angle DCA. DAC and DCA are the remote interior angles of triangle ADC. So we get the exterior measure of the exterior angle, measure of angle ADB to be equal to measure of angle DAC plus measure of angle DCA. Now put the value of measure of angle ADB as 90 degrees. So 90 degrees is equal to measure of angle DAC plus measure of angle C. Take this to be the third equation. Now look at the final answer what we want to prove. Inside the bracket you have angle B minus angle C. So we are going to do some trick. We are going to subtract equation 3 from equation 2 so that we will get on the right hand side you will get angle B minus angle C plus angle BAD minus angle DAC. On the left hand side you get 0. 90 degrees minus 90 degrees is 0. On the right hand side you will get, you are subtracting the third equation from the second equation. So measure of angle B minus measure of angle C plus measure of angle BAD minus measure of angle DAC will be on the right hand side. Now keep measure of angle B minus measure of angle C on the right hand side and take the remaining to the left hand side. So minus DAC will become plus DAC, plus BAD will become minus BAD. So you will get measure of angle DAC minus measure of angle BAD is equal to measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. This is equation number 4. Now look at equations 1 and 4. In equation 1, what is there within the brackets? You have angle DAC minus angle BAD. But what you have in equation 4? The value of that is angle B minus measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. So instead of measure of angle DAC minus measure of angle BAD, you can substitute measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. So you will get measure of angle DAE is equal to half of measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. So equation 1 becomes like this. In the equation 1 we are substituting equation number 4. Now we are getting what we have to prove. Hence we prove that measure of angle DAE is equal to half of measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. Hence we prove that measure of angle DAE is equal to half of measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. When I am telling half of, then you have to open the bracket. Measure of angle DAE is equal to half of measure of angle B minus measure of angle C. Hence we prove that measure of angle DAE is equal to half of measure of angle B minus measure of angle C.